Well, hello everybody. Ryan here, doing a review on the Nike Sportswatch. This little thing packs a GPS tracker, so that way you can track your run right on your wrist. Nifty little gadget. I had done a bit of research on different sport watches. Decided to go with this one mainly because I used the Nike running software on my phone, and I had gotten tired of using my phone to track my runs. Decided I wanted something else, free up my phone so I could just use it for music when I ran and could focus more on running rather than my phone all the time. Picked this up a couple weeks ago, right before Christmas. I've used it a few times. To be honest with you, the first few times I used it, I really did not like it. I use my phone at the same time to track my run as, and I use the watch as well. And the watch, the first time I ran, was 0.06 miles off of my phone, and I know my phone is very accurate because I have used that many times to do the same runs. So I knew the watch was off, just ever so slightly. The second time I ran with using the watch and my phone, the watch was off by 0.15 miles, which is quite a bit. And came down to it, and I said, alright, well, I'm going to use it one more time, see if it's accurate or not. If it's not accurate this third time, then it's going back to the store. Gonna get my money back. Before I ran, I read about the watch and, you know, trying to figure out what do I need to do to make this thing work. And I read the manual. Go figure, right? Nike suggests that you wear the watch upright when you run. Wear it just like that. So the GPS is pointing towards the sky, I guess. So I usually wear my watches with the watch face the same side as my palm. And I did that when I ran the first two times. I feel like that's the reason why the watch wasn't tracking my run the same way that my phone was. So the third time that I ran with it this way. And let me tell you what, it was perfect. If it was off, it was off by 0.01 miles. I don't remember it even being off. It was great. It tracked my run perfectly to the second, honestly. It was great. I was really happy. I didn't use my phone to track my run that time. I was basing it all on the watch, and it performed. And I was happy. And I still have it. Break it down, the menu system right here. You have 3 buttons. Here's your menu setting. You have your clock. You have your runs. Sorry, you have run. Let's just go one by one. Clock. You can set the time, set the date, set your alarm, turn your alarm on or off. I don't think my camera is going to focus. Anyway, so go to your clock, set date, set time, set alarm, turn your alarm on off. Great. Go to your run. this is where you run. You can turn the GPS sensor off, turn the shoe pod sensor on or off. Options. Laps. That's for every mile. Intervals, I believe, is done by the minute. And no sensor, that's for your shoe sensor. Don't need any of this right now. I'm not going to go for a run. History shows you all the runs that you have done using the watch. Your records. This pulls in your information from the Nike running website. Pretty neat to have that on the watch at the same time, so that way you can keep track of what you've done without having to log onto your computer. I like that. That's a nice little feature. So you can see all my stats. Then you have a stopwatch. So, pretty simple. Stop. And then we're done. So, let's reset that. Cancel. Get back out. Now, I don't know. I guess we can see if this thing will go back to the clock without touching anything. Biggest complaint about the watch, I don't know if I really have a complaint. It's pretty easy to use. I've read that the GPS gets better over time when you use your watch more. The GPS gets used to connecting, I guess, in certain areas of wherever you are. I don't have too much trouble getting the GPS to connect. I guess that's one of the biggest culprits with inaccuracies in your run. The shoe sensor's fine. It usually has no problem connecting with the watch. When I first got it, I thought I had a defective unit because I read that it had a backlight, and all you had to do was touch the screen to get the backlight to turn on. So I'd sit and I'd touch it and I'd touch it and I'd say, well, what in the heck's going on? I'd hit buttons, nothing would turn the light on. I had no idea what was going on. So I read more about it, and turns out you actually have to slap the watch, and that turns the light on. Kind of funny. So if you're running in the dark, you want to see what time it is, or you want to see your progress, you gotta slap the watch, which is fine. They also use that same slapping motion to mark your laps that you're doing when you're running. So if you run a circle on a track, you slap your wrist, you slap the watch each circle that you complete. I like the black. It's pretty sleek. Haven't had any trouble with it as far as its comfort. It's very comfortable, very nice. A lot of people have complained that it comes loose here or starts to tear. I haven't seen any problems with mine. It's got a few marks on it, but I guess that's what happens when you wear the watch every day. This is pretty nifty. It has a built-in USB connector right here. See? Right there. That just plugs into either a wire that is provided with the watch, or you can plug it straight into your USB outlet on your computer. The watch does need to be plugged into a computer really before you can use it. At least that was my experience. I tried to use it as soon as I bought it, took it out of the box, but it didn't really want to do anything. So I figured I had to get it home and plugged in to my computer, and once I did that, it was fine. The battery died on me a few days ago. I didn't plug it in, and everything reset. I lost the clock. I believe everything reset. But if you plug it back into your computer and you log back into the Nike Plus, you'll get all of your information right back on the watch. Every time you sync this up to your computer, your previous runs that are stored on the watch are not synced to Nike Running, which is nice. I have a few runs on there that I have one that I did that really wasn't a run. I was just messing around with the watch. You can see 0.00 miles. First time I synced it up, you know, that got added to my activity history on Nike, and I had to go through and delete it. You know, not a big deal. But all the other ones, you know, after you run and you plug it into your computer, of course it will sync. So if you have something that you messed up on, you're gonna have to go back through your Nike activity and individually delete them. There is no way to delete your runs on the watch. I think that's, I don't like that, but there's only so much they can put into this thing to keep the cost down and to keep the functionality, you know, as good as it is. Not being able to delete your past runs on the watch, I guess, is my biggest complaint. Everything else about it is fine. I really enjoy it. I like the way it looks. It's sleek. It fits nicely. You can pretty much have any size wrist and wear this thing. Well, I take that back. You need not a giant wrist. That's as big as the opening gets, or almost as big. I wear it on the second to last notch. It's a little loose, but I don't like my watches tight. But overall, this is a nice product. I would definitely stick with the Nike Plus running watches in the future if I ever need to replace this. I do like it. Don't know if I'd upgrade to the one with the heart sensor or not. Not really concerned about that. As a GPS watch, this functions perfectly, really. That's it. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care and keep an eye out for the next review.